watch here. Let's say, well, I hate to mess up his tree, but I want to show you this. It's a good tree. Maybe you want to make his tree taller. All you have to do is touch and come right back over the top of him. See here? And you just paint a bigger tree right over the top. We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Do you remember your dreams? What would life be like if we couldn't dream? In a universe with an abundance of possibilities, what's holding you back? Sometimes I don't want to wake up. Wake up.
Look at these happy little trees. All around us. All here. What's going on, everybody? How you doing today? Here I am at Woodlawn Memorial Park in Gotha, Florida, which is a little suburb of Orlando. And I'm here today visiting the grave of Bob Ross. Now, as I like to say sometimes about what goes on with my channel, is I get a lot of requests for certain people or certain locations or crime, things that I cover, and I always have to do something that I'm interested in to keep it fresh for me, so that I want to go and somebody who I know perhaps, and or knew of them and like their work when it comes to a grave. Now, Bob Ross, like I said, I got requested. We had so many requests to come to Bob Ross's grave, and then two of my friends who do a channel just like me, Leslie Love and Golden Ticket to History, they were just out here the other day, both of them on the same day, making a little story about Bob Ross. So I was driving around with Leslie because we were filming together, and she was asking me if I was going to cover Bob Ross. And by the way, yes, I am speaking in a different tone. I do have a regular voice, but I'm giving a little ASMR, like a little Bob Ross, I hope, because he's very well known for the way he spoke, and which I find mesmerizing now. But I was speaking to Leslie, and I said, I don't know if I'm going to cover Bob Ross. I don't know anything about him at all. I honestly thought Bob Ross was like an internet meme that popped up based on an obscure picture or video, I didn't know anything about him. And she said, first thing she said was, well, my boyfriend loves him. And I said, really? Because her boyfriend, he's a young, hip guy. I don't know how to explain it. He's a young guy. He loves hip-hop and Eminem and all this stuff. And I was like, and I said, does he love him ironically? Or does he love him for who he is, for what he did? And she said, oh no, big fan of his, loves his TV show, The Joy of Painting. So I thought, okay, so he's more than just what I thought he was. Then I did a deep dive into him, and he's fascinating. And then I watched a few episodes of Joy of Painting, read a couple of articles, listened to 2 podcasts, and now I'm hooked. I'm absolutely hooked on Bob Ross. I'm a Bob Ross fan now. I'm going to tell you more about him. We're going to go to his grave, take a look at it. It should be right around here somewhere. Surrounded by the happy little trees, which he said a lot in the 2 episodes I watched. His other catchphrase was, we don't make mistakes, we only have happy accidents, and I love that. And there's another thing that I can't remember where I read the quote that he said, but it was something along the lines of, we all have an artist inside of us. It's a matter of finding the right medium. He said something along those lines. I'm barely paraphrasing. I couldn't find the article just now. I was looking for it. I was like, where did I read that? And that's something I always think. I always think that about every single person, is that we all have some sort of artistic ability or gift, or ability at least, but not everybody gets a chance to use it. Not everybody follows through with it. Some people may not even know they have it. But I always have believed that, whether it be singing, visual painting, acting, dancing, everybody's got something. Craft making, there's something you have that you can do really well. And I hope more people get to explore that part of themselves. That's what I'm doing, I hope. So Bob Ross, he was born in Daytona, which is about an hour and a half from here. He did the TV show Joy Painting from like 83 to 94. And he would just speak and paint and paint. And it's so mesmerizing. And it is like ASMR listening to him. And the show was actually taped in Indiana. But he made over 30,000 paintings in his lifetime. He made 3 for each episode. 1 before the episode aired. He would use that as a guideline while he was painting in real time. A painting each episode, wet on wet. So he wouldn't wait for the underlayer to dry. He'd start painting and make these cool little paintings, always of nature, landscapes, things like that, trees. If he had a chimney, as I was reading somewhere, like a house with a chimney, there's never smoke coming out of it. It was like unoccupied. Because he did serve time in the military. He's in Alaska. And so a lot of his paintings were based on that. And another thing I read, and this was on Wikipedia, this one, I just read this now, was he yelled. He had a higher position in the military, so he yelled a lot. And he vowed after he left the military that he would never yell again. That's why he had that Bob Ross tone. And he hated the perm, but it was part of his company's logo, so he had to keep it. And he's famous for that perm, that tone, and his paintings, which are all still around, but they're kept kind of away from the public. I think this is Smithsonian has some, but one of his former business partners has most of them, and they're not stored properly, I read as well. So God knows how long they're going to be for. They're not like sold at auctions or on the open market. They're just in storage, and only people I was reading again that only people that really like his show or like him purchase them. They're not valued outside of, like in the art world, which seems really strange. Wouldn't you love a Bob Ross painting in your house? An original Bob Ross? They go from anywhere up to about $10,000. That's a lot. It's a heck of a lot. But apparently for less, if you can get a hold of one. A lot less, some of them. That's crazy. Let's find Bob Ross. He's somewhere right over here. Now, as always, it's on Find the Graves. Oh, I can see it right from here, I'm sure, with the paints, of course. underneath this happy little tree. Look at that. Find a Grave was right on. Thanks to my friend Chris, who's a big contributor to Find a Grave. Wow, look at that. Bob Ross bobblehead. Come on. Bob Ross, television artist. October 29th, 1942 to July 4th, 1995. 52 years old. Young. Very, very young. Let's take a look at what they have here. You could find Bob Ross's TV show, a lot of the episodes on his channel, YouTube channel. He's got 5.2 million subscribers. I mean, I'm not certain how popular he was. I don't know how I missed the show because it aired in Canada on PBS. So I would have been young, but something I would have thought I would have heard of. I had only heard of him probably about a year ago. But I'd always seen the internet memes and, things like that. But I never really gave it a second thought. And now I'm hooked. I fell asleep last night listening to an episode, which isn't a knock against him, because I kept lifting my phone up trying to take a look at what he was painting, but I was so tired. But that's his voice, the way he speaks, so soothing. And those little, I can't make the sound, I don't know if you can hear that, the swipes of the brush on the that could have been really loud, sorry, let's try it again. The swipes of the brush on the canvas is just so mesmerizing to like mesmerizing for your ears.
You ready to have some fun? Let's do it. Just a little though. Don't overdo. Don't overdo. It gets working and it feels good, and next thing you know, you've overdone it. Give him a shake. And just beat the devil out of him. Sometimes those brushes get away and they go soon, clean the other side of the room. That's when you find out who your friends are. But I wanna get you to try being creative on canvas. Just to take your time and sit down, have nothing in mind when you start.
Surrounded by happy little trees and puffy clouds. And if you're looking to find Bob Ross at Woodlawn, just come to the back by that lake you see there in the background, section O, and look for this beautiful sculpture here. I'm not even sure what it is. A sculpture, but it's the wall behind the arches, absolutely incredible. Let's take a look at that. I've noticed there's quite a few going way over there, just some great pieces of art here. One of the prettier cemeteries I've ever been to, for sure. think there's some more Bob Ross fans that have come out here to take a look. Let's find a resting spot, I'm assuming. Look at this. What is this? Isn't that one of those old spaceships? Maybe he was, I'm not sure. It's odd. But when you come out to a cemetery, there's nothing wrong with taking a look at other people's graves, touching something that's been left there, and always, always leave it. Of course. I don't have to tell you that. You know that. Yeah, these people have come over here to check out Bob Ross's grave, so you see it's kind of a tourist attraction. Right across the street, right there, that little cemetery street, see those flowers start right there. That's the little angels section, babies, 1-year-olds and 2-year-olds, which is really heartbreaking to see. I was looking at them before I started the video, just right across. Happy little trees. So I hope I was able to give you a little bit of information on Bob Ross. Fill in the blanks with some extra footage I have. And yeah, it's just a guy that loved to paint, made it into a career, became, I'm not sure how famous he was while he was alive, but 11 years his TV show ran. And then he was on Regis and Kathy Lee. He was on the Joan Rivers show. I mean, he certainly went, into the other side of pop culture. Pretty famous. But now in death, he's massively famous. Bob Ross. Okay. Thanks for watching. Rest in peace, Bob Ross. Thank you. Thank you. For me, for allowing me to discover your art and your show and your voice and just the way you are. And to all of you, thank you for watching. And there's Bob right behind me right there. So this was for you, for a lot of you who've asked me to come out here. Rest in peace, Bob Ross. Okay, and peace.